Hi, this video is in response to some more questions from Alan Scotch. And this time he's asking about the basics of sculpting part 5 video. Alan writes, "It is not clear to me why I would need to use a custom slice that is spherical and make it into what appears to be a regular rectangular slice. Why not just use the rectangular slice from the previous video? The ending of where exactly you place the slices to make the tabletop, which is omitted, is not obviously clear to a beginner like me, and how exactly it improves texture is not clear from this either." Before I answer Alan's first couple questions, I'm going to try and explain to you a couple things about slice shapes. Now, there are 4 basic slice shapes that we use. They're the regular slice shape, the pole, the custom slice shape, and the custom closing slice shape. Now here you'll see an example of a regular slice shape. It's the regular circular slice shape, and I sometimes call this the default slice shape because it's what comes up when you first res a stack of slices. And a regular slice shape is any slice shape that you do not have to edit the points or edit the slice and move the points around inside the slice. These slice shapes come right in Sculpt Studio. And there are a number of them. You can see them if you click on a slice. Click Load Slice. Here's the circle. And then under Classic, we have all of these slice shapes available, and these are all regular slice shapes. Next we have the pole. Now I have made a whole video on poles, but basically they are to close off the ends of your sculpt and to separate the sections of your sculpt. Next we have the custom slice shape, and the custom slice shape is any slice shape that you do have to edit the slice and move the points around in order to get your shape. Now, custom slice shapes are really useful. Once you get used to manipulating the points inside your slice, you'll be able to achieve pretty much any shape that you want for your sculpt. Then we have the custom closing slice shapes. Now these also have to be edited and the points moved around in order to get them, but they're used for a couple purposes, either for texturing purposes or to close up a sculpt in a way that a pole could not achieve. Now you see these 2 slices have the same picture on them. They're both modified slices. They've both had the points moved around inside them, but they are different slice shapes, but you can only see the difference between them when you open the slices. Here we have all the slice shapes that we used in part 5 of the video. Down here we have our 4-bird square. This is a regular slice shape, comes right from Sculpt Studio. Next we have our pole. Then we had our circular slice shape, which is a regular slice shape. Then we had our custom slice shape, and then we had 2 custom closing slice shapes. Now I'll open these up so that we can see them. Okay, here's our 4-bird square with all the points in the corners. Here's our pole with all the points right in the center. Here's our circular slice shape with all the points around in the circle. Here's our custom slice shape with all the points spread out along the sides. Then we have our custom closing slice shape with all the points pulled to the side to close up that slice. Then we have our custom closing slice with all the points pulled into the center. And this slice here is sometimes called a custom pole. Now I'll answer Alan's second question first, and that is basically why I used a custom rectangular slice instead of using the regular 4-bird square rectangular slice. And that's because, remember, we wanted these points spread out to help with our texture. If I had used the 4-bird square, I wouldn't have had the points where I wanted them to, and that's why I made a custom slice. Now his first question asks why I started with the circular slice shape to create the custom slice instead of starting with the 4-vert square slice shape. And that's basically just because it was easier. All I had to do was move these points to the corners, do a from here to here position XYZ on the points, and I was done. Whereas if I had started with the rectangular 4-vert square slice, I would have had to move all these points out one at a time, find the point that I wanted, move it to where I wanted it, do the from here to here position XYZ on the points, then go on to the next bunch and pull all the points out and find the point that I wanted, and so on. So it was just easier to start with the circular slice shape. There's nothing wrong with using the 4-vert square. It was just faster and easier to use the circular slice shape. Next, Alan wasn't sure how to place the slices into their final positions on the tabletop. So I'm going to go ahead and try and demonstrate that. Now the first thing you want to do is copy the custom slice shape into the slices that go in the middle of the tabletop. So to do that, we'll click our custom slice, say copy, copy slice. Then we'll move over to our slices down here and go to 6, from here, 9, 2 here, click our mat, click our range, and click paste slice. Then we are going to place our custom slices at the ends of our tabletop. Next, we're going to place the slices that go in the middle of the tabletop. And to do that, we'll click on slice 5, say from here, then slice 10, 2 here, click our mat, click our range, then go 2 menus over, and position, rotation, and size. Now we're going to place the rest of our slices at the end of the tabletop. So to do that, we click on slice 5, copy, copy position. Then we click slice 0, from here, slice 4, 2 here, click our mat, click our range, and paste position. Then we're going to do it on the other side. So we will click slice 10, copy, copy position. Then we'll click slice 11, from here, slice 15, 2 here, click our mat, click our range, and click paste position. And that's how you place the slices into their final positions. And lastly, Alan wasn't sure how doing this improves the texture. So I'll try and explain that a little better. Now remember, I told you that every place lines cross on this texture is the position of a point inside the slice. Now over here on this table, remember we had 4-vert squares, so we only had points on the sides. And you only see one point on the texture here because the rest are hidden. And what's happening is our texture is being stretched all the way from this point over here to this point over here, and it's coming out looking all stretched. Whereas over here, where we moved out the points, the texture is only stretching from a point here to a point here, all the way across the table, and that makes it only stretched out that much, and it looks much better. Now I'll try and show it to you over here on the Sculpt. If I open this slice here, And then I'll turn this slice back into a 4-vert square. And then I'll open it up. Now you'll see on this 4-vert square, we have all our points in the corners. So our texture stretches all the way from the point over here, all the way across the slice to this point over here. And that stretches the texture way out. Whereas over here, where we moved the points into the middle of the slice, the texture is only being stretched from this slice to this, or from this point to this point. And that condenses the texture down and makes it look much better. So I hope that explains it a little better. And I hope that answered all of Alan's questions. And if you have any more questions about this, just post them here.